Hey y'all, hey, I'm your girl Courtney Ewing, certified hair loss practitioner and associate trichologist. I study the hair and scalp and different scalp disorders. And welcome to Hair Talk Tuesday, where we talk about all things hair. I had to give you a round of applause because your hair means a lot to you, and that means a lot to me. Now your girl got a mic, so she ready now. So continuing on this series is how to fall in love with your mane. We did part 1, which was naming our mane. We did part 2, and that was finding our hair's porosity. And now we're on step 3, and this is finding out the results of the porosity test. That was long, but well worth it. So last week, we did the test with the distilled water in our hair. If your hair stayed floating at the top, this means you have high porosity hair. Before I go deeper into that, I need to show you this picture. As you can see, each strand has 3 layers. I'm only going to talk about the outer layer, which is the cuticle. That lays kind of like shingles on a roof to protect your hair. It lays overlapping all the way from the root down to the ends of the hair, protecting your hair. If you have low porosity hair, that means your cuticles are shut tightly and it's hard for your hair to absorb moisture. So if your hair is always dry, this could be because you have low porosity hair, and there are certain things that you need to do to your hair to ensure that it gets that moisture. Dealing with low porosity hair and the cuticles being shut tightly, hard to get anything through, you need to incorporate steam when you are shampooing and conditioning. Steam will allow the cuticles to lift and open. This will allow moisture to enter the hair. So using steam when shampooing and conditioning, and when you rinse, use cool to cold water. This will shut the cuticles back, and that will lock in moisture. So your hair will actually stay moisturized for a longer period of time because you've opened your cuticles, allowed the moisture to get in, and you've closed them back, locking that moisture in, giving you more longer moisturized hair. How about that? Huh? Also, what you need to do, low porosity hair, you want to stay away from heavy products. Heavy products is not your friend. It creates buildup. Buildup creates dry, brittle hair, and dry, brittle hair leads to breakage. We don't want none of that at all. And so if your hair is in the middle, just floating in the middle of the water, you have medium porosity hair. There's no tips or tricks for this hair. You have a good steady flow of moisture coming in and out of the hair. You're good. You just need to find a regimen that works for your hair. Now, if your hair sunk to the bottom of the cup, you have high porosity hair. Most of the time, this is due to damage, but there are some people who have inherited this hair. This means your cuticles are wide open, too open. And while you do get a lot of moisture in, but that moisture also leaves very, very quickly, extremely fast. It comes in and it goes out, and your hair is left dry. If you have high porosity hair due to damage, it could be because you've had perms and relaxers or dyed your hair without following up with protein treatments or adequate protein treatments. This is not a keratin treatment. A keratin treatment is different from a protein treatment. I understand that is both protein, but we'll get into that in another video. So if you're down here, you have high porosity hair. You do want to use heavy products, and you do not want to add any steam to your hair. Nothing. You don't want to warm it up. The whole put a plastic bag over your head, deep condition. You don't need to do any of that. Your cuticles are open. Open. So you do not want to do that. Yes, incorporate heavy products. Try to use cool water when shampooing and conditioning because, honey, we need to close the cuticles so you can have some type of moisture in your hair. Now that you have this information, do you have low porosity hair, medium porosity hair, or high porosity hair? Drop your answers in the comments, and when we come back next week, we are going to use this information to put together our hair care regimen. And it's going to be unique to your hair needs because that's why we're all doing the test, so we will all know where we land. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe to my channel. And until next time,